Well, it finally came true. Looks like I'm not going to be able to stop talking about this anytime soon. Amber Heard and her team have officially submitted their appeal for the case where she was told to pay up $8.5 million. Many of us who were following the aftermath of the trial saw this coming, as both Amber and her lawyers made it clear that they felt the decision by the jury was incorrect and they planned to appeal it. But I think that some of us, though, were still holding on to the small bit of hope that Amber would just let it go and maybe realize that she really can't afford to go through this process, because if she loses this appeal, she may end up owing even more money to Depp. So let's talk about what both sides have said about this upcoming appeal, and I will do my best to explain with my very limited legal knowledge how the appeal process will work and what it could mean. If I get something wrong, just correct me in the comments, but I'll do my best. So we all know by now what happened in the trial. Johnny sued Amber for defamation for her op-ed, Amber sued him back, yada yada yada, most of the jury sided with Johnny, Amber needs to pay him $8 million. If you want more detail on the trial and what happened, go watch like any other video about it. I've made a lot of them. There was a lot that took place in between the ending of the trial and this submission for appeal. Amber and her lawyers appeared on television talking about their experiences and continuing to stand by the claims that they had made in the trial and in her original Washington Post op-ed. Johnny Depp seemed to focus on his rebudding career, making an album and doing performances with Jeff Beck, and even getting set to star in his next big movie. Everything seems to show that Johnny was ready to move on with his life and Amber was definitely not. Probably because she came out of the trial labeled as the losing party and owing a massive debt to her ex. One of the first attempts that she made was to get the verdict thrown out by claiming that one of the jurors was not who they claimed to be, stating that the wrong person had actually shown up to sit in the trial and hadn't identified themselves correctly. If the court were found as having not done their due diligence in this case, then the verdict would be thrown out. Obviously, this motion ended up being denied, and again, I have a different video on that if you want to hear more about it. When that didn't work out, they decided to go with their plan from the beginning, going through the appeal process, her attorneys filing all the necessary paperwork on Thursday. And here's what a spokesperson for Amber had to say about the situation. "We believe the court made errors that prevented a just and fair verdict consistent with the First Amendment. We are therefore appealing the verdict. While we realize today's filing will ignite the Twitter bonfires, there are steps we need to take to ensure both fairness and justice." And ignite the Twitter bonfires it did. So let's look through some of the messages that people put out on social media following the news. At Real Amber Heard, "You have got to be kidding me. An appeal? Get ready to lose again, loser." Amber Heard, "When the trial ended, we were all ready to move on. Johnny Depp has suffered enough for a lifetime and it's time to leave him alone. Don't appeal and stop hiring people to smear his name and silence his supporters. If you leave Johnny alone, everyone will leave you alone." Many people also noted that she would need to pay the settlement amount in order to post bond to go through with the appeal, and she has apparently only paid $500 up to this point. While many posts on Twitter were in defense of Johnny Depp, Amber does still have supporters on her side. One person saying, "I still stand with Amber Heard. The motion being denied is a setback, but it's not the end. I will stand with her. She deserves justice." Since Amber and her team have already filed the notice of appeal, they are already on to step 3 of the appeal process. This is preparing the record. It is making sure you have all your documents, transcriptions, etc. together for your appeal. No new evidence, testimony, or witnesses are allowed to be submitted during an appeal, so her and her team can only use what was already submitted in the original trial to try and make their case. They then need to write their appeal, explaining why they are going through the process and why they believe that the verdict needs to be changed. They will then go through an oral argument to state their case one last time, and the judge can ask any questions to them or their attorneys. If they do end up losing the appeal, Amber could be responsible for paying all of Johnny's legal fees, so let's hope somebody is providing her with an allowance. We'll keep you updated as any new information comes out, but that's all I have for you for now. I've been your host Woody. Join us next time for more.